Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. Are you stuck in the corporate rat race, worrying about layoffs, and longing to take control of your destiny? This is the place for frustrated executives like you who want to escape the grind, live life on your own terms, and build wealth. Whether you're ready to make a full transition into franchise ownership or want to start building a side business along your corporate job, Pete guides you every step of the way. He'll talk about how to create career and income security, diversify your assets and income, and live life on your own terms. Your path to controlling your own destiny starts now.
Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. My name is Pete Gilfillan. I'm an international best-selling author. I'm a nationally recognized franchise consultant. I'm an entrepreneur, and I am a proud corporate escapee. You know, my mission in life is to help executives and couples take control of their destiny to build wealth and live life on their terms. That is my mission in life, and I'm fortunate to be able to help hundreds, if not thousands of people to do that. And I'm excited because during my podcast, I always help solve a problem. And today what I wanted to address is this idea of how the heck do we beat ageism? You know, as we get into our late 40s, our 50s, and even our 60s, we're going to all experience ageism. Ageism is real. If you think it's not there, you're crazy because it is there. It is getting worse. As you get older, you're devalued. It's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense, but it is the reality of where we're at. So what I thought we'd do was we talk about taking 8 key steps to take on ageism, to beat ageism. So the first thing is that we just need to acknowledge that ageism is a reality and its impact is a reality. It is out there. And it's unfortunate that it is a reality in many industries. And recognizing it early allows you to take targeted actions to counter its effects. So you want to reflect and think about just how you can identify patterns of bias. Maybe people are getting overlooked in your company, or the people that are getting kind of pushed out tend to be in their 50s from that standpoint. So you may have been passed over for a promotion for somebody younger. That might be a sign that there is ageism, right? So we just understand this. And bottom line is you see a lot of articles out there like facing ageism in the workplace, what you can do. There's a great article on that. So we just want to at least acknowledge it. And then we want to, as we start thinking about ageism, we want to adapt. We want to adapt our resume and our online presence to highlight our relevant skills. You know, older executives, they may face challenges showcasing the value proposition they offer to companies, right? And this idea is that if you can modernize your resume with relevant stuff, like you just went through a certification class on AI or things like that, but you want to update it and update your resume, your LinkedIn, your professional profiles to show more recent accomplishments that you are adapting to this new world. And certainly we talked about certifications. You're current in technologies and stuff like. And there's a great Forbes article on this. It says how to overcome ageism on your resume. So encourage you to read that article. So there's a lot of things you can do. And then we want to, number 3, step that we want to take is we want to continue building and showcasing our leadership skills. You know, ageism often is a perception that older executives are less capable of leading and innovating. And I would say from a leading standpoint, I'll take a leader that's been around a long time, that has been through good times and bad times. But bottom line is that sometimes they get kind of held back because of this innovation. So showcasing your leadership strength and your decision-making process can kind of counter ageism and stuff like this is good. So we want to lead cross-generational teams, participate in leadership panels from the standpoint. So you want to demonstrate that you're relevant and that you are capable. You know, there's a good article, Why Leadership Experience Matters in Senior Level Positions. It's in the Harvard Business Review. You know, again, we want to show that leadership. And number 4 step that you want to take is you want to leverage your network and cultivate mentorship. You know, you want to be out there networking, which can help you face ageism. You're building a strong network You know a lot of people that can understand what you've done and support you, and they can actually validate your expertise. So building a strong network can be good. So actively engage your network, not just for a job opportunity, but for guidance, referrals, mentorships. So think of this as a people you're connected with, and they can help you down the line. It's one where you're certainly giving, they're giving from a standpoint. So bottom line is that we want to do this. And there's a great article in Fast Company that talks about the power of networking in overcoming age bias. So again, we want to be out there networking, preparing ourselves for the event of ageism. And then we want to certainly, number 5 step is we want to upskill or reskill to stay relevant. So we always want to be learning from that standpoint, demonstrating your willingness to learn, to grow, to show your commitment to remaining a valuable asset, or this idea that you're relevant, that you are actively engaged from that standpoint. So enrolling in a course on data analytics or AI, as we talked about, stuff like that, could be a significant boost to your career and demonstrate that you're adaptable, that you're growing. And there's a great article by McKinsey. It talks about why continuous learning is key for senior leaders. So we always want to continue to be learning. That's just part of it. And number 6 step we want to take is we want to promote our ability to mentor and to manage multi-generational teams. You know, I think of the first time we have 4 or 5 generations working in the marketplace. And as a leader, you want to show the strength that you can work with multi-generational teams. It sounds so simple, but the idea is that we get kind of cast. And so as a senior level executive, you want to facilitate programs that help develop younger professionals, manage projects where there's intergenerational collaboration from that standpoint. The idea that you want to be mentoring, combating ageism. There's a great Harvard Business Review article on that. So we always want to be out there mentoring, building those relationships. Number 7 step we want to take is that we might want to look at other options, right? So to beat ageism, we might start putting together a plan B. Maybe it's starting a business on the side. Maybe it's a little consulting business. Maybe it's a real estate portfolio where you're creating a supplemental income. Maybe it's investing in a semi-absentee franchise where you put a manager in place and watch over that, right? But the idea is that we want to put together something that starts buffering or protecting us from ageism. This is really important. A lot of people call it creating career and income security, diversifying our assets or income. So I work with executives all the time that they're looking to protect themselves so that when they get clocked out of the corporate world, and here's a very scary stat, 50% of 50-plus-year-old corporate executives get pushed out of their company or pushed into retirement before they're ready. Again, 50% of 50-plus-year-old corporate executives. And the scary part is, of the 50% that get pushed out, only 10% make the same or more than they did from their prior position. So ageism is real. Start putting together a plan. And the idea is have something on the side. It doesn't matter what it is, but that gives you a pivot point or security going forward. And then you want to always, step number 8 in protecting yourself from ageism, is you want to advocate for yourself and demand for equal treatment. And that's a simpler said standpoint. Nobody is going to admit to ageism from that standpoint, but we want to always be advocating that you're a strong performer for all the things that we talked about before. And really this idea is preparing ourselves and having at least conversations of the value you add, and don't get caught up in anything else other than just advocating for yourself from that standpoint. And I guess the term is called discrimination. It's the tough one, advocating. I understand these big companies and stuff like that, but the idea is that whether we like it or not, ageism is out there and it is getting worse. And the deal is that as somebody that's older, you're more expensive, sometimes perceived as not as current and anything else like that. So these 8 steps allow you to try to keep yourself relevant, to protect yourself from ageism. There's no guarantee, but I do encourage you to set up something on the side to protect yourself. That would be probably the biggest takeaway. Now, that's what I do with executives all day long. I work with executives to explore franchising as that potential path to set up the side business, put a manager in place, watch over that manager 15 to 20 hours a week, keep your corporate job, keep your corporate income, start this on the side, get it going. And then if something happens, if you get pushed out of your company, you are not caught flat-footed. Now, if you're interested, I encourage you to schedule some time to chat with me. You can certainly go to my website. There's some great resources. And I always encourage you to subscribe and follow because I am here for you. Again, the idea is I just want to help executives take control of their destiny to build wealth and live life on their terms. With that, thanks so much and have a great day.
Thanks for joining us on the Hire Yourself podcast. Pete's here to help you break free from the corporate rat race, take control of your destiny, and finally live life on your own terms, whether that's jumping into franchise ownership full-time or starting it as a side hustle. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a fellow frustrated executive, and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Until next time, take charge, build your future, and live life on your own terms.